Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Movie Magic Show for Wednesday, the 2nd of June, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Shane Bailey, joined by my wickedly talented cast. To my right, the film filleting, TV show hating, vinyl collating, Mr. Movies, Ben Stapleton.
All those things are true. Hello, Shane.
How you, Ben?
I'm collating and I'm filleting and I'm hating as usual.
You're filleting. Not right now.
No.
Okay, good.
Slightly.
To his right, the dulcet tones in your headphones, here to engineer a sincere atmosphere, Terry Fear.
What's up? Good evening.
And to his right, he loves his VR and shaking his hips like Shakira. Welcome to the era of Jason Mira.
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
What did I do last time? I was like, hey.
Yeah, you went, hey.
How are you, mate?
Good times. Oh, I'm wondering what's going on with my hair. What's going on? What is this? So
You should just take the Terry Fear approach and embrace the
no, I need
aerodynamic
to.
life.
I need my brothers to know that I have more hair than them for as long as I can.
You're like my eldest brother. He's like, hey Terry. He's still got a full head of hair.
Yeah, it's good. I'm like,
Asshole.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about hair. We're here to talk about movies. This is the Movie Magic Show every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, here on twitch.tv/magic_cast. You can tune in and join us for some film discussion. We'll be talking about all the films that the latest the entertainment world has to offer. And this week we're going to be talking about The Boys, A Quiet Place 2, Without Remorse, and The Father. Not all of us have seen all of the things, so we'll be jumping around from topic to topic pretty quickly. Before we do that, though, let's get to our end games. These are the games we like to play each and every week at the end of the show. First and foremost, it's our movie quotes. I'm going to go to Mr. Movies himself, Ben Stapleton, for the first quote.
Okay, here we go. And what wouldn't those numberless fathers give to be able to say to their sons, as I now say to mine, I'm the commander-in-chief. So in point of fact, without my permission, you ain't enlisting in nothing, nowhere, young man.
I think I know this one, and it's only because of the context given in the quote. But if I don't know it, then I've got no hope.
Yeah, I'm giving a lot of rope here with the hints. What the content of the quote, gives a lot away.
Yeah. And movie quote number 2, here it comes. Corn chowder. That's an interesting choice. You do know that cellulite is one of the main ingredients in corn chowder.
I know this. I think I know this.
I know that one.
I know this.
I would not have picked Ben to be the only one out of you three to have gotten this. See if hopefully that gives the hint. Anyway, we'll revisit those at the end of the show. We also have another game we like to play. What do we call it? 6 Degrees. It's just fallen out of my head. We're going to mention 2 actors. You need to try and link them via actors they've starred alongside in other movies. So as an example, if you wanted to connect Samuel L. Jackson to Nicole Kidman, you could say Samuel L. Jackson is in The Phantom Menace with Ewan McGregor, and Ewan McGregor is in Moulin Rouge with Nicole Kidman. That would be 2 Degrees. Jason Mira, you've provided our 2 actors for this evening. Who are they?
I figured I'd try to make it completely different genres of movies. I have Kristen Stewart, Chris Tucker.
Safe to say they haven't been in the same film together.
Pretty safe to say, but they're not in the same movie. So we'll see how that goes.
Anyway, they're going to scroll by in the bottom on the bottom of the screen. Sorry. So if you're in chat, have a crack at the quotes and solving that one. We'll do so at the end of the show. Before we get to the end of the show, let's get to the start of the show. I'm going to kick it off with The Boys, which Mr. Mira, you've been watching. This is a series that I think I will watch. Actually, I'm keen to hear your thoughts.
That's worth it.
Now that I have access to the good old Amazon Prime. I'll quickly go over to IMDb and read out the synopsis for those who don't know what it is. A group of vigilantes set out to take down corrupt superheroes who abuse their superpowers. Really cool premise.
Yeah.
Anyway, the lead writer and showrunner is Eric Kripke. It stars Carl Urban, Jack Quaid, and Anthony Starr, among many others. It is on Amazon Prime. I believe there have been 2 seasons. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a 3rd one incoming.
Nice. And what are we talking here, Jason? It's like 45 minutes, 13 episodes per season.
That's an hour. It's an hour a season, so it's 8 episodes each season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've been
nice.
watching like an episode or two a night. And then for the last couple of episodes, I just binged the last 3 episodes. And I should have been doing other things, but you know, it's what happens when you have a binge then.
Yeah, I've been told by many people to watch this one, and you know them raving about it, telling me that I would love it. So, how do you feel about it?
I like it. I'm not like raving about it. Like I've spoken to a few people about it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm watching The Boys. And like, oh my god, it's so good. I'm like, oh, I like it. I like it. It's good. It's like it's such an interesting premise. But like I think because I've watched Invincible, it's kind of I've already seen a lot of things that they put into it. So yeah, that's very adult. It deserves the an R rating for sure. Like there's so many things in it that I'll go, ooh. Like you watch Invincible and because it's animated, you go, cool.
Yeah, you can detach.
Yeah, but then like someone's face gets ripped off while they're still alive, and you go, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty gory.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Terry, you've watched it as well, right?
Cool.
I've seen the first season, and I think maybe the first 3 or 4 episodes of the second season. I binged the first season hard, and then kind of got a little bit fatigued with it. I think I watched the first season in 2 days. Yeah, I think it was over a weekend or something like that. Yeah, and I watched it before I saw Invincible. So when I was watching Invincible, I was kind of thinking more about The Boys rather than the other way around, because it's a superhero premise that has really adult graphic content, and it is kind of interesting when you've got think about the MCU from the perspective of the actors in the movie actually being superheroes, because that's what the world is. These superheroes that you see, there's like an agency that manages the talent, and there's merchandising options and films and things, but they're actual heroes. They're actually people with powers, but they have the prima donna attitudes and behaviors of actual actors. For some of it, and like the underbelly of that power kind of has some screen time as well. It's I find it to be a pretty interesting take on what the world would be like if we had superheroes, if the world were actually like it is now. As people are assholes, people suck, businesses are corrupt, governments are corrupt, and you know it's not like a kind of these are some paragon people. It's like they pretend to be these paragon people, but they're actually pieces of human garbage in the bodies of titans. So yeah, it's interesting. I like it.
You'll see like the Superman parody Homelander a lot in the key art and posters and whatnot, but oh my god, what a disgusting human.
He's a really like grotesque person.
Yeah, like really messed up.
He's probably the best living embodiment of the Oedipus. What's it called? Oedipus syndrome or whatever it's called. It's pretty gnarly.
It's gross.
Oedipus joke. Would you like to hear it?
I'm sure.
Do you know why Oedipus can never swear? Because he has to kiss his mother with that mouth.
Yeah, that is a really good
that's good one. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, it's like there's so many cool things that happen in the show, and I guess your vehicle with watching the show is through a character named Hugh, or Huey they call him, and I guess the whole thing that spurs the whole show is his girlfriend and him are standing like on the street. She's just on the gutter, and he's on the street like holding her hand, and then all of a sudden she just explodes into blood and guts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And their Flash person, their speedster,
pink mist.
Their speedster has just run through her, and he stops and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry," and then just like runs off, and he's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And Carl Urban's character, Billy Butcher, I just want to shout out to Carl Urban because he's fucking awesome.
He's really good.
Nearly everything he does. Like, and even in like Star Trek, in Dread, oh man,
Dread.
even
Ugh.
I watched Riddick the other day, and was reminded that he was in it.
Even though that's not a great movie, I like it. I like
Yeah.
pop culture people don't flay me, but it's not a great movie, but he does a pretty good job in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like Carl Urban is just great, and him as Billy Butcher is just awesome. He's he's great.
He's very comfortable in that skin.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, Billy Butcher kind of takes him under the wing and is like, superheroes are assholes. We're gonna take him down. And then you find out the reasons why, whatnot, and all the characters and why they're doing what they're doing. It's really cool. That's I guess the basics of it. So you're kind of following in his his shoes, like Huey's shoes, into the world that of what's going on, and it's a really cool way that they do it. I
you
really
also have the viewpoint of the new girl superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know about that part of the story as well. So there's a new
Starlight is the hero name.
So they have like their Justice League is like the Seven. And she's the new member of the Seven. I don't know. Oh yeah, because someone anyway.
Lamplighter retired.
Lamplighter retired. So and so she like new and naive, and it's like the Midwest
definitely like
nice girl,
like Bible Belt. Like, hey y'all doing, kind of. She doesn't have that kind of accent, but just like the salt of the earth Christian American girl, like all American pie kind of homecoming queen.
And so she's kind of your vehicle to see what it's like on the inside as well.
I like how being in the Seven thing is like akin to being invited to be a Marvel superhero. Like in like an actor. Like it's like, okay, you're guaranteed worldwide stardom just by signing here and joining the team. And I like how she doesn't think about that at all. She's just like, oh great, this is going to be so great because I'm going to be able to help so many people with this, access that I'll have or whatever. She's like, access to the team, or we'll do some great things together. And everyone else is like looking at the bottom line and looking at their marketing deals and
their margin and
they get told to patrol this part of the city.
They're being like Bill McAvoy at the start of the newsroom. Getting numbers from their numbers man and setting up the next interviews with whoever they need to stay popular and all that kind of stuff.
What a show!
It's
the newsroom.
Let's talk about that.
There's a Brandon Sanderson series. I think it's called Steelheart. Is the first book, which is very similar in the premise, in that like humanity is given superpowers, but the powers corrupt them. So everyone who has a superpower is like corrupted by it. And there's a character, Steelheart, who's basically indestructible. But they all have weaknesses, and this kid whose dad gets killed by Steelheart becomes this freak for researching and collating what the weaknesses are for superheroes, and then joins the Reckoners, who are kind of out to destroy them.
So how do you defeat an invulnerable Steel Man?
Well, I don't want to spoil the novel, but he, like every other superhero, has a fatal flaw, a weakness, a kryptonite. I won't spoil what it is because there are some people who might be reading it, but when we take it offline, I'm more than happy to tell you what it is.
Please don't. I will probably reread it.
Can you guys tell me why the show is called The Boys?
Because the group of vigilantes that Billy Butcher get together, they're the boys.
They're the boys.
Are there any girls in this boys group?
No, there actually isn't.
Okay.
Well, there's a female attachment to the group for a period of time, but she's kind of like a
Just one?
Huh?
She's like a
the No Homers Club.
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah, she's the
extreme, but
the non-plural.
Sure.
Yeah.
Terry, I might just get you to check the input on your mic. It sounds like it's not your microphone that's coming through, your usual dulcety, beautiful microphone. And just one question from me: How does the
Or-
the ensemble cast feel, Jace? Like we spoke about Invincible and how there are so many really interesting characters to follow. Even the ones without superpowers are interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like it is interesting because like you do get to see them, especially by the end of season 2. You get to see a lot of the origins and why they are where they are and who they are and how they got there and all that. I just said that. Anyway, it's just been really, I guess, especially with the actual boys group. That's more fleshed out as you go, and you understand why they're there. With
why
the
they're
actual, and with the 7 as well. I feel like you get enough of them. Obviously, there is a little bit more of attention to A-Train because he's the speedster that killed Huey's girlfriend at the start.
Yeah,
and
the first season.
and then Homelander is.
Mm.
He's just so messed up. Yeah. No, I think it's really cool. They do a really good job exploring a lot of the characters. And especially like some of the ones who you don't think are going to get much more of a spotlight. You kind of see both sides of them. The one that wants to keep doing what they're doing, and the other side of I just want to do the right thing, but I can't because the corporation is telling me I need to do this. I think it's really cool. Some of the criticisms I would have about the show is some of the tone, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I just felt like it was just too flat, and I felt like maybe the audio design, like the music the music soundtrack wasn't quite there all the time. It was just quite flat, you know what I mean? Like, and when the music's popping, like Huey is like a big Billy Joel fan, so like you'll hear a lot of Billy Joel songs, especially in season 2.
I'm gonna love this show.
But yeah, and so a lot of the music, like orchestral music, and I guess the actual soundtrack itself, I guess is a bit lacking, but that's just me. I don't know. Maybe our sound system isn't that great, but I don't know.
Cool.
Well,
nice.
Yeah. Just to ditto what you've just said, Jace, just a little bit. There are moments where the production value isn't as great, and that is evident in things like some of the sound design. And you mentioned the tone, and it is some of the episodes. It's almost like they don't know what they want to be or do. So it's like, what is that trying to progress? Where did that come from? So that's probably why I stopped watching it. I
mean, like I watched it because I guess I'm invested in the characters now. And I really wanted to see what happened with Billy Butcher's arc and what happens at the end of that. They introduced a character in season 2, which is kind of like, oh, okay, cool, and then by the end of it, you're like, oh, yeah.
Nice. I'm definitely
can recommend.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. In fact, I'm just using James's Amazon Prime right now, but I'll probably get Prime myself. Seems to be some good stuff on there that I might be missing out on. Cool, awesome. I might throw it to Mr. Movies. Ben, you mentioned you watched A Quiet Place 2 recently. Is that right?
I'm afraid so.
Oh no!
Oh.
Okay, so I didn't watch the first one.
Is
I
this
haven't
like-
seen either of them. You know me, I'm a pansy.
Is this like you don't like TV shows at all, or?
It's a movie, Jason.
Yes, I know, but Anyway, sorry, I interrupted as you were.
It is a Netflix original movie, I think.
Oh, is it?
What?
Isn't it?
No.
It's got a cinematic release for sure.
Give me a moment. I'm on it.
It did get a cinematic release, but a lot of Netflix movies do.
Oh, right.
That's weird. I thought it was a Netflix movie. But that's fine. I really wanted to start talking about it by talking about like the first 10 minutes of the first movie and why I like the first movie so much because of what happens in those first 10 minutes. If you guys can remember,
I haven't watched the first one, so
I have seen the first one.
I don't want to. So, Jason.
Yes.
You remember the first movie? It's like everyone's being quiet. They're walking inside of a
Yep.
store, and they're looting things, and then they're
Yep.
quietly walking back, and you're learning about the ingenuity of how they can move around in silence, and like you know that something is up. You know what movie you're watching, so everyone's being quiet for some reason, and you quickly learn why. The kid who's got like a toy, and he doesn't know that it makes noise because he's deaf. It's like, what perfect character for the start of your movie. That's all about being quiet. It's a deaf person. So anyway, I loved the first movie because of what they did with that kid.
Yes. Yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was just like the first 5 minutes, and it's really not that spoiler.
That's
it's just
fine. That's fine. I'm
it's
not
just
watching this
laying
movie.
down
There's
the
no way. It looks horrifying.
Oh, okay, fine. It's a little bit scary. So,
It's okay. Anyway, sorry.
right. So Emily Blunt's great. Her husband is playing her husband, who also directed and wrote the movie. He's tremendous. And the first movie is just a little gem, and it wraps up really well. And it's like the perfect ending, where it's like, is this the end of the story, or has it just begun? Kind of ending, where it's like, we've just uncovered this new knowledge, and like this
Thanks for the follow, Tonga Wombo.
this new path we could walk. We could continue what we're doing now and stay hidden in the quiet and live okay, as long as we're always quiet all the time, or we can kind of step out into the world and take a risk and whatever. But that's how the first movie ended. And then the second movie began like right away, like the very second that the first movie ends, which I really love.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Really, really love it. There's a baby which I really like, a newborn baby which I really, really love. Like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, the baby's job is
To cry.
to make noise. Go like, hey everyone, I'm here.
Yeah.
Everyone that can hear forever and ever away. I'm a baby and I want you all to know it. So yeah, the stuff that they have to do to keep the baby quiet is really fun. They continue the theme that I liked from the first one a little bit, but not as much. Try not to spoil it here. But okay.
You're doing a good job.
The thing I really didn't like about it was there's this one annoying character who is the son, the middle son. He's like 8 or 9 or something like that, and he's the biggest pussy I've ever seen in any. Like, he is such a piece of shit, whining crybaby loser kid. And
Wow.
I hated every second that he's on screen. It's like,
Wouldn't
yeah,
it be funny if
and
that's
I
actually
think
their kid?
I think that's the goal. I think the goal is for me to just go, oh, this kid is so fucking annoying. He better pull his socks up and shut the fuck up real soon, or I'm just walking out. I think that's the character that they're trying to build. But it's a slight deviation from the first movie. He's not as big a pussy in the first movie, as far as I can tell. Like, he goes in the first movie, he goes on a little journey with his dad. His dad's like, you and I are going on a father-son thing. I need to teach you something, show you something, or whatever. And they walk through the woods for a while, and they come to like a waterfall, this beautiful place. There's lots of noise being made by the waterfall, and he teaches his kid that you can make sounds when there's other sounds to muffle yours. So he's like, they go to this place, and he just goes, check this out, and he just like yells. He's like, oh, and the kid's just like, oh. He plays it well. The actor plays it well. He's pissing his pants, terrified that he's about to die at any second. That's the character this kid plays. Like, I immediately don't trust my father or anything that he's trying to do. I am sure we're dead. My dad has just killed me. That's how that's how dumb I am, and terribly afraid. And anyway, he kind of learns the lesson or whatever, but then doesn't put it to really any use in the next movie. I wish that they'd done something about that. That he'd grown a little bit, but he's just such a fucking. Anyway, they got new characters come in as well. Cillian Murphy is in the movie. He's really, really good. Jimon Hansu is in it as well. I can't pronounce it. Thank you. Thanks, James. Oh man.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I know that guy.
He's himself. He plays that character that he plays all the time. The guy with the cool voice. I guess he plays a villain sometimes, but in this case, he's not a villain. He's pretty solid. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Shane. It's all right. Is it a Netflix original, by the way? You were
It
Googling
is not. It's not on there.
It's not okay. My
No,
bad. I thought it was because Netflix
Paramount Pictures by the looks of it.
Sorry,
Paramount by the looks of it.
Paramount. Okay, cool.
I did notice that John Krasinski did write and direct this one as well.
Yeah.
And just checking IMDb, rating of 8 out of 10 from the audiences, 71 Metascore, 90%, certified fresh.
Right.
There's a lot more jump scares in this one than the first one, so it's
Right. I'm not
delving
gonna
into
watch
the
this
horror
one then.
space a little bit, and there's a bit of a flex into like we need to do more and show more of these creatures and just have more action and more suspense and more everything. It's kind of that approach, and they really
It's a sequel. You got to up the ante, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a sequel, and with that in mind, they pretty much do a good job. Like, there's a lot of places they could have really ruined it.
That's one thing I really liked about the first one is, and I love it when horror movies do the tell don't show approach. It's like
Show, don't tell?
talk about. Yeah, no,
Well,
the tell
that's-
don't show. So like talk about it, like talk about the monster, but don't actually show the monster.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
But the
So
movie shows the monster in the first 10 minutes. This is not my critique of the movie. I haven't seen it, but there was.
no, you don't see it outright, like at the
You see
end
a
of
blur and it kind of crosses your path, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you see that it's very limmy and lank and long and fast. And it's like you see more of that monster than you do the alien in Alien. In that, like, the whole the critique was it's a good monster movie, as in a horror kind of scare monster movie, except that it breaks one of the cardinal rules of showing rather than telling. And so the threat of the monster, it's demonstrated really clearly. Like this is not my thoughts. I can't even remember which YouTube channel this was to be a credit to the appropriate place. But yeah, he said that it was guilty of not just telling, but it actually showed the monster. And he did say it is quick, but you do see most of the monster, even though it's kind of over in a jiffy.
That whole thing is just out the window for the second one. It's like you got close up and gruesome stuff of the ones that are dead, and like they're running right at you, kind of thing. And they're all over the place. And there's a flashback to like day one, where like they arrive or whatever, and they're just everywhere. And so it's very much the cat's out of the bag now, so they may as well. Show it off a lot, and I think they actually somehow managed to make it more or less seamless in the same genre. It's still the same genre of movie. It's still like a thriller/horror kind of a thing. It's just not very smart. Like, it's not very intelligent. The best idea anyone ever has is shh and stay here. I'll be right back. And no one ever stays. Like, no one's got like a really great plan. Like, it's not like a cool zombie movie where someone has really bunkered down and got all these kind of traps and gizmos and locks and all that kind of stuff to keep them safe. Like, there's very minimal stuff, which is just like, I found a quiet place, like quite literally. Like, you can just like crawl in here and then make sound and no one will hear you. That's like the best. I'm human survivor number 1 because this is what I found. I hide inside this big cave or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is.
Right.
Behind the waterfall. I live behind the waterfall.
It's totally a premise genre kind of thing where I want to be like, oh, this is what I would do. This is how I would survive or whatever. A couple of things they do really cool, like everywhere they walk frequently, they drop sand. Like, they just put sand everywhere, so they're not crunching leaves and stuff under their feet.
Yeah, I thought that was an awesome idea when I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, I need more of that. Like, build a world with that as the main muscle that you're flexing.
And they don't even talk about it. Like, it's so obvious why they've done it. Why the camera is like showing you that. Yeah,
that's an example of the show don't tell. That's where that works really well.
Yeah, that's show don't tell.
The other thing I really like is the use of sign language. No one's like going like, I'm just gonna go down there. You know, like they're saying like, I'm gonna go down there with their hands, and you get subtitles. And there's the fact that like there's a new person coming in from outside the family who doesn't sign because he didn't have a deaf kid, so he didn't have to learn the skill in the first place and doesn't know it. And it's not like he can take classes anymore, you know? So he has to communicate with the deaf daughter. There are 2 deaf kids in the family, Shane, just deal with it. He has to communicate with the deaf daughter, and he's like trying, and she's like enunciate, like she can sort of speak.
Right.
And she can read lips. So she's like, you have to speak slowly and very clearly, and I can get what you're saying. And most of the time it's pointing and me here, you there, whatever. But yeah, it's not that smart. I want more stuff that people have thought up, because that's what I want to do when I'm sitting in the theater and I'm watching this movie. I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm so scared of the monsters. I'm thinking like, oh yeah,
that's so interesting. Yeah.
You need a distraction sound over here. You need like a thing over there. That, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like a Siege, the Castle movie. You know that Matt Damon film called The Wall, or the I think it was
Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
The Great Wall.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
The Chinese one.
It's like a futuristic, but medieval at the same time.
It's a fantasy take on the Chinese Great Wall. Yeah.
So somehow Matt Damon is there. I definitely saw the movie. I'd forgotten a lot about it, but there are lots of Chinese-looking people. And they have like all these cool ways of killing these alien things that come and attack the wall, you know, and try and get in. And they've got like, you know, a board that slices, and then this thing that slices out from the wall and cuts things in half. And they got guys from bungee ropes who bungee down and then like katana things, and then they bungee back up before they get killed. Fun stuff. And archers in all different places, and they're doing the Lord of the Rings archer thing, like really cool stuff. And I'm constantly just like, that's a great idea. Oh, that's so cool. I can't wait to like go into my imagination after this and imagine how I would do this better or different or whatever. But that's the kind of movie this is to me. And it didn't really flex that muscle as hard as I wanted. They're just like, we gotta go get a boat and drive it
while we do it.
And then
it's an Anthony Hopkins film with, I think it's Alec Baldwin. I can't remember what it's called, but he's like Anthony Hopkins' character is super wealthy. The plane that he's in crashes, and it's him, Alec Baldwin, and the token black guy who I think is a cameraman, and they're in the forest, and there's a man-eating bear. And Anthony Hopkins has read all of these survival books, and so he's talking about like what you need to do to get rid of a stitch. You're going to find a rock, and that distracts you from the stitch that you're having. And then he's like, how do you make fire with ice? And he's like, you compress it to make a magnifying glass out of it. And it's really clever because he comes up with these ways of fighting this bear in order to kind of survive. And it's a really, I'll have
that
to look
sounds
up.
like a cool ass movie, man.
It's a really cool movie. I think it's from
The Edge.
Maybe it could be The Edge.
The Edge is a 1997 American survival film directed by blah blah blah. Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin, Bart the Bear, a trained Kodiak bear known for blah blah blah. Yeah, I'd say that's it.
That's the one. Yeah, The Edge.
Oh boy.
Good skills there, Jace.
Thank you.
If I were to open my Google, it would light me up like the 4th of July. Great movie that kind of flexes some of that.
Yeah, that's the same sort of thing. Like the survival thing. Like, like Castaway, that's the same thing as well. Like, how he's making rope, how he's making a fire.
Not Castaway. You said Castaway, and I heard Lost, because the black guy in The Edge is in Lost.
That movie, that bear was in Legends of the Fall as well.
Barry the Bear. Getting lots
in
of work.
And 12 Monkeys.
There you go.
He was in all
That bear has 21 credits to his name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tara, might check your audio again. Is it just me? It doesn't sound like he's...
I don't know what you mean, though. Like
I know what you mean.
You don't... it doesn't sound like your beautiful Rode USB microphone is the one being used right now.
Tap it, Terry. Just give it a big tap.
This,
There we go. You sound
Oh.
amazing now.
you know what it is?
What
I
was that?
bet
What?
you it's in my webcam this whole time.
It
Oh,
did not sound good.
it's-
It did not sound good.
Because it's weird because my default is not the Keo at all. This is my default.
Yeah.
And Discord said default selected, so I didn't even think of that when you said it before.
No, that's right.
So
was-
I do
yeah,
apologize.
this is,
1,000 times better.
100%
Whoa.
default. Look at the size of that default.
the
Yeah.
dulcet
What's
tones.
up? Yeah.
D for
They-
dulcet.
in the headphones. D.
Anyway, before we get to
Capital D.
well, Ben, thanks for sharing your thoughts on A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, I think
will
I might
definitely
still
not be
watch
watching
it.
them. So
I think I
So
still
I
might watch it.
Terry was coming in as a quiet contributor
yeah,
to the Quiet
it
Place.
was Our Quiet Place.
I think it's worth watching. I got something out of it. I just hated it. I hated it.
think of the joy you just had telling us about it.
Mm.
Isn't that
Yeah.
isn't that nice? There you go. Before we
Get the
get
fuck outta
to our next review, let's play a little movie actor go. This is the game, where we want to try and stump one another on our sort of our film knowledge. How it works is I will name an actor, let's say Robert Downey Jr. Ben then has to name a Robert Downey Jr. film like The Avengers, and then Terry has to name an actor from The Avengers that's not RDJ, and then we go so on and so forth until we eliminate one another, and we're left with a winner at the end. So I will kick it off with
Special Avengers rule where they had to, like, if you pick two actors in the same Avengers movie, they have to actually be in a scene together or something
Yeah.
like that. We
I
spoke
think,
about that. I
I
don't
think
know
we
what
were
that's
only
called.
using that for 6 degrees.
6 degrees.
6 degrees.
All right, it's fine.
I'll kick it off with Emily Blunt. Ben.
Ooh.
Oh, Emily Blunt.
Mm.
Emily Blunt is in Edge of Tomorrow.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's such a good movie. Oh,
It is.
good.
It,
I
it
rewatched
is a
it
really,
again not
really
long
good
ago.
movie.
Amazing.
With Brendan Gleeson.
In 28 Days Later.
Oh shit, I haven't seen it. Has it got Sandra Bullock? No?
Not 28
I'll
days
choose
later.
another one because it's it's the first round. So we
That's
need to go
rough.
easy.
Who's in 28
in-
Days Later? I've not seen it. That's a
Cillian
zombie one,
Murphy.
right?
Cillian Murphy's in it.
How cool is that name?
It's a really
Yeah.
cool. It's a very cool name, and the
Doesn't-
dude's cool looking as well.
It's like, hello,
That's-
Mr. Murphy. It's like, please call me Killian.
Yeah.
There's an author. Her name is Karen Slaughter, and she writes crime novels.
Ah, amazing.
That's
best.
perfect.
Okay, Brendan Gleeson is in Bruges.
Oh yes, with
Still haven't seen it.
it was Ray Fiennes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ray Fiennes is the English patient, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he is.
And
You want me to
now
go
I'm,
pick a different one?
well, I feel betrayed and frustrated. Like Jason changed his, and now I'm like left with my dick in my hand, not knowing what the hell the English patient is.
That's a really like heart-wrenching
Cerebral?
kind of romance.
Is that
Oh.
the movie that won the Oscar that everyone hated?
No, that's called Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, because Saving Private Ryan should have won.
Yeah, it toppled.
That
Saving
actor
Private Ryan.
is called Gwyneth Paltrow. The Constant Gardener.
What's that?
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
No. If that was the name of the movie, I'm out. Like, if you've picked 2 movies in a row that...
That's right.
yeah.
If we go fast enough, we can do a second round. Terry's out. Ben, you're not.
Yeah, no
gonna-
way. Done. Toast.
We'll go reverse. We'll swing it back to me, Ben. Movie actor go.
Just quickly, was Rachel Weisz in The Constant Gardener?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. That's, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, as you are.
I'll just eat my M&Ms.
Brittany Murphy.
Ooh.
Hairspray.
John Travolta.
Grease?
Olivia Newton-John.
There's a movie that she's in.
I know one movie, and I don't know anyone else who is in that movie.
Good.
Is it
Xana-
Grease 2? Did they make it
Xanadu?
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Is that what you said?
I said Xanadu.
Hmm.
Xanadu. Which
Is
apparently was
the-
like a gateway to another world. I'd never watched the movie.
Never seen
It's
it.
not a roller skating rink.
Xanadu. Madonna.
I don't think so.
I've never
I
seen
think we need someone to check. Xanadu. Xanadu is spelled with an X, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gene Kelly is in it.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, to me, sir. Movie actor, go.
Bruce Willis.
Let's go with Looper.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Who's in Lincoln?
Lincoln. Is that the historical biopic about Abraham Lincoln?
Yep.
Okay, then Daniel
That's a
Day-Lewis.
movie about the car.
No,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's about the town, Lincoln, Nebraska.
There Will Be Blood.
I've not seen it.
Oh, Jason must.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
Oh, I know
Drink
his
your
face.
milkshake.
I know his face. He gets killed at the end. It's like a really
Spoilers.
Poindexter face. You know what I'm talking about?
You said Poindexter, and I'm like, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name though.
I don't know his name either. He looks like he should be in LA Noire. I don't know. I don't know anyone else in the film. I've never seen it.
My favorite quote in that movie is when he's talking to the other twin at the start about where to find the oil, and he pays him like $3,000 or something. He says, if I travel all the way there and find out that you're a liar, I'll find you and take more than my money back. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Great line.
The character in that he plays is like brutal.
Yes.
Like textbook definition of brutal.
Well, if you forfeit, Jason, then I crown myself the victor. I
that's
think
right.
You do.
Paul Dano's in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find out Poindexter's name.
Okay.
The guy that plays is it Benny in The Mummy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he in it?
He's
Yeah.
in it.
Hey, O'Connell. We have
Yeah.
all the horses.
Looks like I got all the horses. Yeah. That's good.
So if Jason can find his Poindexter friend.
He's the one that gets killed at the end. Is it this guy? Let's
I thought you said
find
you
out.
hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips from it. Is it this guy? I don't even know.
What guy?
Let's find out. That's
Where are
not
you
the
putting
guy at all.
Where
I
are
think
you
you're
sharing
talking
this
about Paul
picture?
Dano effects.
Say again.
You're talking about Paul Dano. It's the same
Oh, he's
dude.
talking about Paul Dano. Oh, okay.
I think so.
Who?
Paul, Jason.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
it's Paul Dano.
Sometimes.
It's that guy.
Okay.
Can you guys tell me which movie it is where Paul Dano is like listening to headphones and he takes them off like this? Ready?
Cowboys and Aliens.
Headphones.
Is that the one with John
That's
Cusack?
correct.
It's like that's a musician film from memory. Okay, he plays like, or John Cusack plays.
Taking Woods.
He's
a
in
60s
Little Miss
musician.
Sunshine.
Oh, it might be a Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh yes, well done.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's the colorblind older brother.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Maybe
moment,
that-
that moment where he realizes, and he's just like, quiet the whole film. He just storms out of the car. He's like,
Yeah, and screams the F word at that wall. It's brilliant. Yeah,
Amazing.
he's great in that.
Every time I go to the movies at Dendy, before the feature plays and like the queue that I know to go in because the trailers are all over is like an ad for Dendy Cinemas, and it's like playing all these little snippets and quotes from movies and stuff, and I'm like piecing together every single one of them, and it always ends with Paul Dano like taking his headphones off.
oh right.
Mm.
What is that? It's probably a Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
Alrighty, one more round. I'll start since I won. We'll go reverse to Mira this time, and I'm going to go with. I'll go Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, I was just thinking about him the other day. Like every time I see him pop up in something, I'm really happy. But he is in Fantastic Four.
He is in
They're not
Fantastic
very
Four.
Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I haven't seen Iron Dead.
Don't even bother, Jace.
No.
Don't waste your
He's
time.
in that with Miles Teller.
He is.
Oh, is that the remake?
Yeah. Yeah.
Miles Teller's in Whiplash. I know that much.
He is with J.K. Simmons.
Who's in La La Land?
With Ryan Gosling.
The Notebook.
Ooh. With
Shame.
what's his name?
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Oh, it's gonna kill.
Do it.
Rachel McAdams.
I think
What is his
you're thinking of
name?
James Garner.
I was thinking of James Garner.
Yeah. I was like, don't do it because I don't know what else is in.
The only other thing I know, he's in he plays the very. He's the I forget the term, but he's the guy who steals shit in The Great Escape. That's a specific.
James Garner.
There's a specific term for that. It was like that they had for him. They labeled him this person, and he's the one who gets the stuff that they need. The things that you would think are impossible, like a specific DSLR camera or something, like in that film. It's like
He's in Maverick.
The Forager. I think he's called the
Oh,
Forager.
and he's in the Rockford
Forager?
Files, but it's a TV show.
Anyway, sorry, I said Rachel McAdams.
Oh,
You did, Jason.
Rachel McAdams is in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, so good.
That's
the movie I fell in love with. Rachel McAdams.
It was on
actually.
TV the other night.
Yeah.
My internet was out. So I was like,
It's classic. It is still hilarious to this day.
Erroneous.
Erroneous on all counts.
Erroneous on. Lock it up.
Lock it up.
I will find you. Isla Fisher.
Isla's
I
Fisher.
will find you.
Shit. What's Silent Fisher been in? Why am I thinking of Amy Adams? Go away, Amy Adams. Think about.
That's why I picked Isla Fisher, because I know Ben always gets her mixed up with McAdams. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Amy Adams again. Not Nocturnal Animals. Go away.
This is hilarious.
Why can't I think of an Isla Fisher thing? All I can think of is like American Hustle
I knew that you were going to say American Hustle.
and Nocturnal Animals and Arrival. Those are the only three movies that are still in my head, and they're all Amy Adams movies.
They are.
Amazing.
I give up.
Oh
Yes.
no!
Wow, really?
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't think that would get you out, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that you
You
did.
could
Now
have
You See Me,
Now you see me. Yeah, you could have said now you see
Yeah,
me.
she's in the Now You See Me movies.
and Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Oh, that's not a great movie, but she is in that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, movie.
I'm
Have to
gonna
go back to Jason.
Back to Jason. Let's go with Will Ferrell.
Oh, Will Ferrell is in Night at the Roxbury. That's too hard.
Oh,
Good movie though.
Dude.
It's so good. All day they've been playing music. Like they're playing music from that movie today. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Good movie though. Will Ferrell is in Stranger Than Fiction.
great movie. One of Jen's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
It is.
Oh, is that Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, right on.
Right on.
Okay. Maggie Gyllenhaal. She is in Donnie Darko.
With Patrick Swayze.
Nice.
How exactly do you suck a fuck, by the way?
Yeah.
Ghost.
Demi Moore. I'm glad you picked Ghost, because I don't know anyone else who's in Dirty Dancing.
If you ever get stuck in
Demi-
Dirty
you
Dancing,
said-
Jennifer
you said
Grey is
Demi.
the
Jennifer
Yeah,
Grey.
his
Jennifer
baby.
Grey. Yeah.
Okay,
Demi Moore, you say?
I did.
Demi Moore is in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
She is. Well done.
Really? I thought
Bernie
you-
Mac.
Nice, Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace.
Is. Yeah, may rest in peace. He's in the Ocean's films, but But is he in all of them? Oh, he's in Transformers.
He is. He's in
The first one?
Transformers. Yep. the
Yeah,
first one.
he's the
car
guy that
salesman.
sells them the car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sells them Bumblebee. Hey, mammy! Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought you were going to say G.I. Jane, Jason, when I said Demi Moore, because that's a really old 90s obscure film.
Yeah. Wow. I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember how I felt about that movie. Anyway.
But sure.
Transformers.
Yes.
Has. Can I do voices?
What?
What?
Do you mean
Because,
voice
well,
actors?
Yeah, voice actors. Because
Are they credited in the film? Of
yeah,
course.
Megatron's
Yeah.
voice actor was Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, that's fine.
Really?
He's in the
Come
film.
here, boy. Yeah.
Hugo's weaving.
Yep.
V for Vendetta.
Oh, vivacious.
Good.
I can't feel anything anymore.
Okay. Do I go? Stephen Fry.
Ooh,
Nice.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Yeah.
I got
That's-
one that jumps. Two.
Hands
jumps to
down,
mind,
my
one that jumps to
favorite
mind.
quote from Rick and Morty.
Son of a bitch. I'm
Son
in.
of a
That
bitch, I'm
movie,
in.
that's one of my favorites, and one of Kim's favorites, and the sequel.
What's this?
Stephen Fry. I'm just giving you a clue. He's in a movie
He's
that
in a movie.
I love, that Kim loves, and the sequel as well. It's like those two movies.
So what movies have vampires in it?
Yeah, I don't think Kim only watches vampire films, but
Well, let's be
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Stephen Fry. I don't know. I want to say a Harry Potter film. I don't know which one. I'm
I don't
sure
think-
surely he's in a Harry Potter film.
I don't think he is.
Are you sure?
No, I'm fairly certain, but I'm not. I'm
Then
not
would you be so
100%
kind
certain.
as to?
I'm pretty sure that they
Stephen Fry.
tried their best to stick with English talent when it came to
Yeah.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
It's a smart guess.
Yeah.
You'd have to
So
guess a
good
Harry Potter
guess.
movie, Jason.
yeah.
Let's just go with the Philosopher's Stone.
The first one, the Philosopher's Stone.
I don't think he's in that one.
I don't think he is. In
In
fact,
any of them?
I'm certain that he's definitely not in the Philosopher's Stone. He might be in one of the other ones with the Triwizard Cup, like the
That actually,
Goblet of Fire.
that's more. That's probably
But
more.
If he's going to be in any of them, I was thinking maybe that one, but I
Yeah.
don't think so. Do you want to?
Shot,
In
someone-
Sherlock, Jace. He's in Sherlock, and
I haven't seen that.
Oh
second
yeah.
one.
That's right.
Oh,
He was in
he is. He
Sherlock?
plays.
Oh,
He
God.
plays the brother.
yeah, he plays Mycroft.
Mm.
Yeah, Mycroft.
So
So-
the one that jumped to mind for me was
I'm out.
Desolation of Smaug. So he's like the
Oh,
river
he is
town man.
Yeah, the River Town.
I'll
Yeah.
admit, those Hobbit films were very forgettable.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
still
opposite of
remember Desolation
Unforgettable.
so well. Oh. The
No.
barrel
Oh,
scene down the river. I was in stitches.
It's a funny scene, except for the parts of it that were like GoPro footage.
Oh, right, yeah,
That's
that-
all I think
yeah.
about every time I see that.
That's
same.
that
Benedict
to me
Cumberbatch
is
as
the
Smaug
stand-
with Martin Freeman
Yeah.
just like nonchalantly just like pretending he's just hanging out in Smaug's cave. Oh, so good. Anyway.
There's two standouts. One is good, one is bad. One is the barrel scene with the GoPro, and I hated it. The other is Thorin Oakenshield with the circle, and he's just like,
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
I
I
remember
remember that.
he's trying to like parlay with him, and he's just like,
I
nopes
forgot
out.
about that. I forgot about that.
I
That's-
Every
remember
time I
that.
think about that, I
Oh,
always
yeah.
think it's the meme.
That's
with the, when
my
they play the
favorite
music.
part of those films.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right, so I think I got Jason out.
You
Is that
did.
right?
You have to go to me. So.
Okay.
My bad.
All right.
All the stuff with Legolas's father was really good. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, Lee Pace is a brilliant actor.
Yeah,
I
he's really
like him
cool.
a lot.
It's like a freaking reindeer mount as well. Oh,
Yeah,
So
like an
cool.
epic. It's like a huge elk thing. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. Movie, or actor.
Billy Connolly in the third one arrives on like a warthog.
Yeah, it's angry Scotsman dwarf
And he's
stereotype.
headbutting dudes and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, actually, kind of forgot that he was
It
in that
made
film.
like some real onomatopoeia. Like it made some bonk when he like headbutted somebody.
Deserved its own subtitle. Okay, movies. Let's go. Oh, Dread.
Dread. Oh, Paul Dano.
Who does he play in the film?
The weird-eyed, like PC wizard dude. It was like the technical behind-the-scenes camera. Like,
What did you say his name was?
Paul Dano.
In Dread.
Yeah, we're talking about the Carl Urban Dread, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On it.
I'm pretty sure the character that you're describing is Donald Gleason.
Oh, I am.
With the freaky eyes.
Yeah, I totally am. Yes, I meant to say Donald Gleason. I'm picturing Donald Gleason. I'm like, it's Paul Dano.
Yeah, because we were just talking about Paul Dano.
Yeah.
So Donald Gleason?
Donald Gleason, please, and thank you.
Okay, no worries. My pleasure. Happy to help. Friend in need. Donald Gleason is in Ex Machina.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is in... Which one do I go with? He's in... is it Drive?
Yes.
I couldn't remember if it was Drive or Driver. Driver was the game. Drive is the movie.
With Bryan Cranston.
Nice. Bryan Cranston is in Godzilla.
With...
Godzilla.
Oh, no. What's his name? Oh, my God. What's his name? It's,
Are you thinking the Japanese guy?
No. I'm thinking of the main dude.
Oh,
He's got like a hyphenated surname. That's
The Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like... Meh. It's like meh.
Shall I interject?
No, it's fine. I'll pivot.
Pivot.
Elizabeth Olsen plays the nurse, right? The nurse partner. Memory.
Does she?
She does.
Interesting. I didn't know that she did.
Who was I thinking of?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was hyphenated.
I was hoping you would pick him or Ken Watanabe. If you'd picked him, I was going to go with Avengers: Age of Ultron because he's Quicksilver, which is also Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. So
I remember noting this,
Elizabeth
like,
Olsen,
they're
I'm
in
like,
two movies together.
Did I say Godzilla or did I say Age of Ultron? They're both in that. Jason has interjected with Elizabeth Olsen.
Did I?
No, I said Elizabeth Olsen.
Jason. Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, I thought you interjected.
Jason was going to, but I said no.
May I interject?
And you said no, Elizabeth Olsen.
It was denied.
And Terry, you're obviously stalling for time.
No, dead set. I thought that it was with Shane because I thought Jason said that. So let's go with Age of Ultron.
Oh yes, Age of Ultron. I'll say David Spader.
Nice.
Who I've been enjoying in The Office, actually. My goodness, he's amazing.
He's great in The Office. I didn't know he was in the later seasons. Really, really funny.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's in the original Stargate film.
Oh yes, with Gary Oldman.
Do you really not? You've not seen the original Stargate?
No. You got me.
It's James Spader, by the way.
Oh,
James Spader.
James Spader. Thank you.
Well,
I'm thinking of David Spader's David Spade.
The comedian.
Comedic fellow. Yeah.
That's fine. I knew who you meant.
I really needed assist tonight, didn't I? Congratulations, Terry. I haven't seen. Yes.
Thank you.
Who's in Stargate?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's probably others, but that's the one that's coming to mind. I got all three of you out.
Well done. A slaughtering.
Wow. That's
a hat trick.
Ace.
That's a hat trick.
Yeah. Hat trick. I like it.
Anyway, let's pivot now to our next review. It is of Without Remorse, which is the Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, which is on Amazon Prime right now. I'm going to go to IMDb and read the synopsis. It says, an elite Navy SEAL goes on a path to avenge his wife's murder only to find himself inside of a larger conspiracy. It stars Michael B. Jordan, who we love in things like,
Creed.
Creed, yes, well done. All the things. Just trying to think of other movies that he's been in.
Black Panther.
Black Panther, thank you. Are We Officially Dating is where I first saw
Oh
him.
yeah, great in that. Chronicle.
Oh, yes. Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
He was the athletic jock guy.
We also have Guy Pearce and Jamie Bell, amongst many others, rated on IMDb so far 5.8 out of 10, a Metascore of 41. And guess the Rotten Tomatoes, gents.
Well, based on those, I'm thinking mid 50s, low 60s.
Jason?
40.
Ben?
30.
45.
Yeah.
Rotten.
Right in the middle.
45%. Anyway, like I said, this one's on Amazon Prime. It is a Tom Clancy thing. It's said to set up the beginning of Rainbow Six, which is another popular Tom Clancy IP, and obviously a video game as well. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking up the director Stefano Sollima, who also has done Sicario 2, actually.
Oh, okay. That
Day
says
of
it
the
all.
Soldato.
That's it.
Says it all.
Anyway, have we all seen this one?
Negative.
Only Ben and I. Ben.
I got a bad vibe about it. I was like, I don't think this is going to be good, so I decided not to watch it.
It got
I'm
a
sorry.
massive, sort of PR push right at launch. I just remember I could not escape the advertising on Twitch. And I remember seeing an interview with Michael B. Jordan, who was teasing the fact that this might, sort of lead into a Rainbow
That's the
Six
IGN
film.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Ben, what did you think of Without Remorse?
Not much, Shane.
I did not think much of it.
It's
Nice.
a classic you killed the wrong guy thing with a lot of fan service that just went straight over my head. I didn't even realize it was about the Rainbow Six guy until the last line in the movie when he says, I'm going to call the squad Rainbow or whatever. I'm like,
Rainbow
oh,
Squad.
like the Rainbow Six Siege game. Okay. I guess a lot of people out there have been enjoying this.
Well, I mean, Rainbow Six is a really old IP in the video game industry. Like, it's been a really solid tactical shooter.
And it's a really old book.
Yeah, it's an even older book than it is a game. Yes.
So, thinking back after learning that there were hints all the way, I remember there was a couple when he gets his identity changed or whatever, and it's oh, John, does anybody know?
Michael Kelly was his name throughout the film, and then it's changed to Michael Clark at the end. Oh, sorry, John Kelly.
John Clark.
John Clark.
John Kelly. Okay, John Clark, right. And you're like, John Clark, real imaginative you guys are at the CIA or whatever. It's that was supposed to be funny, and I was like, whatever, it's a dumb name. Keep going. Do you guys know about this John Clark person?
No, I think it's
right,
okay. I think
John Clark is
one of the main
leader
characters
of
in
Rainbow
the
Six.
in the
Well, okay, so
original
Jason
novels.
knows.
Yeah.
Jason, if I was to say Jason, who's John Clark, and then you go, oh,
Leader of Rainbow Six.
yeah, the leader of Rainbow Six. There you go.
Mm.
Okay, so this is his origin story or whatever. Whatever.
It's the first novel that sets up John Clark, because Tom Clancy has two main characters, John Clark and Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan.
Oh,
you
Jack
might
Ryan,
you might remember him in the Hunt for Red October, played by Alec Baldwin, or Patriot Games, played by Harrison Ford.
Some of All Fears,
Played
by Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
That was a Chris Pine Jack Ryan film, was that right?
It was.
Long ago?
Yeah.
And then there was
shit.
a series with Krasinski, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, that one.
On
And,
Amazon Prime. It was
and-
the original reason I got Amazon Prime was to watch that series.
Oh yeah.
Because I love John Krasinski so much.
Watch that.
Oh, how about that?
And John Clark. Sorry. That's his name, right? John Clark.
The character.
Kelly in the film, but yeah,
And Kelly.
Clark by the end.
He's
yeah.
played by Willem Dafoe in the original films.
There you go.
Mm.
So things I remember. There was this one scene that's really weird. It's like all these operatives are stuck in a hostile environment, and things are looking sort of grim for their mission that they have to carry out. Is off to a bit of a bumpy start. And one of them says like, "My name's Trevor" or something. If we're all gonna die here, you may as well know my real first name. And then they all go around the room, and I'm Steve, I'm Lucy. I don't fucking remember their names. Who gives a shit? And then and then when he finally says I'm John or whatever, the guy whose fucking idea it was cracks a joke. He says like, "Well, now that we're all best buddies, how about we crack on with this?" Like, mate, this was your fucking idea. What are you doing? Like that really, the writing of that really got to me. Like, I exclaimed. I was just like, man.
He's like, well, if we're not gonna, we can't sit here and chat all day when he's the one.
Yeah,
that
he
started
basically
the chat.
says something like that. Oh well, if you Nancy's are all done making friends, let's get to work. It's like, you buddy.
You started this.
Yeah, it was really
Jimbo.
dumb.
Yeah,
It was really, really dumb.
That's
The action scenes were fine. It felt like an under budgeted action flick from the start. It really didn't grab my fancy the whole way through. I kind of liked how they had to really think on their toes and whatever. I really didn't like a lot of it. I really just didn't like how this guy, Michael B. Jordan's wife, is killed as per the synopsis, and he's like insanely furious as warranted, and yet they're like, you should join the team, come with us, we're going to capture this guy and not totally torture him to death.
yeah.
Come help us capture him alive. And he's like, yeah, I'll come. and they're all fucking fine with this. Yeah. No one's like, by the way, he's gonna like backstab us the second he gets to go and kill this guy that he thinks is responsible for his wife or whatever. So be on the toes for that. Instead, they're like, what? What are you doing? Like,
Yeah, the most predictable outcome was not predicted.
Yes, it was just like that episode of the Newsroom. Another throwback to that Newsroom episode. The first episode where he says like, how could you not have covered the most predictable of emergencies or whatever, however he frames that. So that's how I felt like the whole way, jibing through this movie. It's like, why are you giving him intel? Why are you helping facilitate his wicked revenge plot? I mean, like, there's a couple of things that might make sense, but for the most part, I'm just like, you gotta stop enabling this guy. If you're all about the rule of law and
justice.
If you're a real patriot for your country, you don't go out and
pursue personal vendettas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my vibe watching this. I was like, what's happening? Why? I thought these people had sense. Why are they acting like they don't have any sense? That was my general vibe of it. Shane, did it gel with yours?
I don't think I was as harsh or as negative on it as you've just communicated. I think it was a fine action movie, and I think to your point, like there was one moment, particularly like when they were deciding for him to join the team, where the captain leading the squad, who's actually quite close to John, says, "With all due respect, sir, I think John is too emotionally attached to this. He shouldn't be assigned." And then Guy Pearce is like, let's try him out. Let's just send him on. Let's see how he goes. So at least there was one character with some sense there to counterplay.
This might have worked against me as well. Sorry, movie. My apologies. The guy who played the CIA agent dude, who was their contact from the CIA. I recognized him, but I didn't know where from, and it ruined the movie for me. I was just like, I paused the movie like 3 times in a scene that he's in. I'm watching it with Caitlin, and I just like paused the movie, and I'm just like, just give me a second, Caleb. I really have to figure out where this guy is fucking from. And I couldn't figure it out until the third time I paused it. And I finally got it. He's from Jumper. He plays the Scottish kid. He might be Welsh.
You
I
talking
don't know.
about Jimmy Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Jumper.
Yeah. He kills paladins. Paladins kill jumpers. He kills paladins. Class dismissed. That's the guy. I've seen that movie like 6 times, so I should have jumped on it more quickly. But I haven't seen him in anything else. So I don't know. And he's got an American accent. And he looks older and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, something was bugging me for the whole movie until I finally figured it out. Really close to the end.
You know that Amazon, when you pause it, it will give you the name of the person who's on the screen, right?
Yeah, it should do, but for this one, it didn't.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He was Billy Elliot as well.
I'm
He
really
was Billy
good. Yeah,
Elliot.
actually, Caitlin said, I'm pretty sure he's Billy Elliot.
He was
I
also
hadn't
in
seen Billy
Snowpiercer.
Elliot.
Yeah, Jamie was in Snowpiercer. He was the thing.
Oh, yeah,
it
he
Thing
is.
in
He's-
Fantastic
yeah.
Four? Like the terrible.
I'm really,
Oh, he was too in the remake.
I'm quite delighted that it didn't spoil it for me. I really did want to figure it. Like, I could have like paused it the first time, pulled out my phone and Googled the movie and then found him. But I don't want to do that shit. I want to beat the thing that's in my brain and figure it out. You know. So
Bravo, Ben.
as badly as it hurt.
To your point around the it being rather noticeable that it was a low budget action film, that was especially obvious during the climactic action scene at the very end of the film, which, you know, for its entire 15 minutes takes place across 3 floors of one building. And just like different angles, like, oh, well, we're over here now in this little corner of the room. And look, I think they do a decent job of, you know, adding tension and sort of wrapping up the story in a sensible way just around that one location. But it just wasn't particularly thrilling. It's dark and it's nighttime, and you don't have a great deal of attachment for these characters yet. They don't do a fantastic job of really making you care for anyone outside of John Kelly. And the only real sort of in that you have with his character is obviously the grief that he has and the anger and the sort of the revenge that he wants to sort of execute. So I will say Michael B. Jordan, just bona fide action star right now. He's fantastic. I think he plays the physicality of these roles really well, and throw him into any action movie now. He's awesome. Really got some great, like the great sense of anger and despair from him. It kind of reminded me of Kiefer Sutherland as Jack Bauer. It's like there was nothing was going to stop this guy from avenging the one that he loves. And in Jack Bauer's case, like, trying to hunt down the people who might have Audrey or something like that. That's the sort of one big positive I came away with. The other one was at the very start of the film, not really a spoiler, someone gets run over by a car and you see the whole thing happen, and it's the most realistic running over of someone I've ever seen in a film. I was like, the poor stuntman, is he okay? Like, I don't know how. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ben?
I do.
The
I
buildings
remember
at the front of the house.
I remember literally saying, like, that looked like it hurt a lot.
Legitimately, if they use special effects, I could not tell. I was legitimately fearful for this person's life that just got run over in front of my eyes.
You know, in Drive, when he's on the set and, like, Bryan Cranston walks up and he's like, okay, they want to do this. And I said it'll be a little bit extra. I imagine that they've done that with that stuntman has just been like, oh, you can run me over if you want. I'll be all right. Just try and get me on this side. I don't really feel much on that side. So yeah, if you can run over my right side, that'll be best.
Guys, I would say boot up this film just to watch that happens in the first 15 minutes.
I think I'll do that.
Oh my goodness! My goodness, I was so taken aback.
Would you compare this to the Chris Hemsworth Extraction?
Very similarly, yeah. I think Extraction had
sort of production value, though. I meant.
Production value? Yeah, probably pretty close.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, where I think what Extraction had was similarly, like not a lot of real emotional attachment, into any of the characters.
Not a lot of depth.
Yeah, but it did have that fantastic one-shot action scene and some great cinematography and action choreography as well. And this one was like, this was pretty good. There was one, to Ben's point earlier about this dicey situation that the operators find themselves in on a plane. It was that was particularly well done as well, I think. But again, just one location, sort of really squeezing the juice, as much action juice as they can out of that one set piece. So
I remember what I thought now when it was finished. The first thought I had was like from The Great Gatsby, how Gatsby is new money, and he's blowing his money and throwing parties and heading to bankruptcy or whatever is going on. He behaves one way, and you got old money, who they're going to be here forever. Like Gatsby's are going to come and go. Old money's here forever. This reminded me of like, it's a new money action studio, like a new money studio doing this film. Like they're making all the same noises of an action film, but it just doesn't all gel. Like it's not hitting the beats properly. There was a really great, that plane thing was a really great underwater thing. Like you're inside of a car that's filling up with water, and you've got to get out safely or whatever, and this time it's a plane kind of scene. That was really well done. That was a set piece. The
hull is like slowly turning as it's sinking, so you're seeing like the actors like rotating. That's what I was trying to allude to. Like it was a really well done scene, but it was just like this one location, one set piece. They really squeeze a lot out of. Like that whole thing goes for just under 10 minutes, I'd say.
Going down deep, like following the broken half of the fuselage to try and get some cargo or whatever out. And
he's trying to get like the inflatable raft to like back up to the surface. So he's like hunting for oxygen and like just like sucking pockets of oxygen out so he can get deeper. And really
it was really quite cool. But I know, like, if like someone had done that, like someone better, a better director or something had tackled that same thing, it would have been so much cooler. Like, I don't know, it was really cool.
Like if that same situation was in like a Mission Impossible movie, right? Like it would have been like a one shot with Tom Cruise just actually going and getting this oxygen,
slowly sinking.
He would have died, and then someone would have brought him back to life. Like it would have been amazing.
He would have actually died on camera and everything. Yeah, it would have been great. But it was still very impressive because it was a huge. It was obviously where they spent all their money, because they tried to do all these different things, and it was just a new money experience. That's what I remember thinking about the action.
Interesting way of putting it.
Yeah,
and then there was like an impossible task that Michael B. Jordan manages to accomplish as well at the end. But to its total credit, they gave us enough of seeing how much of a fucking badass this guy actually is compared to your average like special super duper SEAL team agent man. Like he's in a killer hit squad of badasses. Like he's in the team from Predator, and he's like jumping through hoops and backflipping all over them, and they're just like, he's obviously the best one. Like his teammates say something like, he's the best. He's way better than us. And then like one of them gets trapped, and he like totally fucking saves them and takes out a whole other team, and like he's running circles around everybody, so that when he flexes his muscles later and does all this impossible shit, I actually believed it, and I actually did. So kudos to the movie for setting that up, instead of just showing me that later, and I'm just like, no way.
Nope.
Like,
some chucklehead leader of a squad, no way.
A bit of smart, like sort of, well, not I wouldn't say fantastically intelligent action, but towards the beginning where he hears these antagonists creeping into his house just before his wife is killed. He's playing it really intelligently. I believe he's just got socks on, so he's like doing his best to be really quiet, and he understands that they've probably got night vision because like they've cut the power. So he grabs like a flashlight, and he's like quickly just like flashing them, like holding the flashlight like with his pistol, and flashing them quickly so they're sort of blinded. Then he can shoot them. yeah, it was John Wick-esque, really sort of going to use what I've got to really get the result that I want. So
that was the one where I was like, for sure he's dead. Like,
right,
goodbye, Michael B. Jordan. 10 minutes into the movie, but you're already for certain going to die because, like, he's in the basement with his eyes closed, with headphones on, listening to some tunes. He's the sitting duck of like targets in a household invasion, and these badasses with machine guns have cut the power. He doesn't notice. They're slowly walking inside. They're inside the house. He doesn't notice. Finally, he's like, oh, my clock here is not showing the time anymore. Oh, the power's out.
Well, the laptop he was using for the music died, and he went to charge it, and it wasn't charging.
He's so lucky that he's got the shittiest laptop that has like 30 seconds of battery on it, and it like goes out like 30 seconds after the power's cut. Yeah, he's super lucky.
I've had a laptop like that.
And
Eventually, it was great when I first got it.
So then he's like, grab a pistol he's just got laying around the house because, who needs a safe? For your gun.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'll just get the Den gun. So he goes and gets his Den gun, and he gets his Den combat flashlight, and he's just prowling the house for these guys who've totally got the drop on him. And I'm like, even so, it's like you're in your underwear and socks with a pistol, and these guys have got night vision with machine. Or like, what are we doing here? It's like one of those scenes, and he just like totally pulls it off. It was actually pretty fun. I remember, I don't know if it was that scene or another one. Or even another movie. Fuck, I don't even remember. Shane, tell me if it was this movie. Someone's holding a flashlight against the barrel of an AR, of a rifle, for their light source. And I was like, it's pretty ingenious. Like, I like that. So they can see.
I don't think that was
and
this
wherever
movie.
they point the gun, that's what they see. I think it was this movie as well.
Was it? Okay, I don't recall that.
You've never seen anyone do that before?
No, whenever I use my assault rifles, I've got like the attachment already. It's just
you've got it rail mounted like you ought to.
Duh.
Anyway, some things to love in Without Remorse. It's on Amazon Prime. Guys, I encourage you just watch it, just for the running over, and just tell me that it doesn't look 100% real.
Yeah,
it's funny because
the next Stuntman reacted.
I was right there on the couch by myself, and I'm like, why is no one else here to watch this with me? I was like, did anyone else just see that?
You're watching a movie and you've watched a crime.
Yeah. I was just going to say that Jason and I are enjoyers of the Stuntman React on Corridor Crew. And so it's the sort of thing that we
if they cover that.
Out of watching that.
Yeah.
I had to stop watching Corridor Crew. I can't watch it anymore.
I have stopped watching it because it, like you said, it's put you into this perspective or frame of mind where you're taken out of the movie to think about, I wonder how they did that. We're enjoying the movie.
I love watching movies and picking apart. It's like, how did they film that?
Afterwards, after a watch,
right?
Yeah. Not kind of during. So
in that the zombie movie that I can't remember what it's called.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, right? There's this thing about that, where the director was like, what's his fucking face?
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder was like, I've found this really old camera with this really wacky lens. I want to shoot the entire movie on this camera. And like all the special effects guys apparently were like, please do not, we don't have enough depth of field to be able to like work our magic on the frame. Please don't do it, and all this kind of stuff. And it was like, it's incredibly shallow depth of field. So it's like, apparently you can see like this half of somebody's face, if they're facing like this way, is in focus, and this half of their face literally isn't. You can't see both their eyes in focus at once unless they're looking right at the camera or whatever, is how crazy this camera was. I watched the whole movie, I didn't even fucking notice. Didn't even notice it. And then I'm like watching one of my favorite movie review podcasts. I only watch one movie review podcast. I'm watching my movie review podcast. They're talking about it. They're talking about how it was unbearable for them. And I'm like, score one for me, because but like, I'm not sitting there going like, I wonder how they framed this shot up. I wonder what kind of cameras and lenses and all that kind of stuff. I noticed some things. I noticed stunts when they're done well. I'm like, man, that stunt man has really done a good job there. Like, that's all I noticed. But I'm not picking it apart. I'm not going like, oh, I see, they've swapped the stunt man out for the actor right there, or I can see how they would have done that with practical effects with the stunt team or whatever. Right? So I don't want to start doing that as well, because I don't know. I feel like I'm not immersed as much in the film.
Anyway, like I said, Without Remorse on Amazon Prime. We'll wrap up with a quick review from Ben on The Father, which is not, I would say new. I think it's come and gone from cinemas at this point. Starring Anthony Hopkins, directed by Florian Zeller, written by Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller as well. The IMDb synopsis: a man refuses all assistance from his daughter as he ages. As he tries to make sense of his changing circumstances, he begins to doubt his loved ones, his own mind, and even the fabric of his reality. It's got Anthony Hopkins, also Olivia Colman, Rufus Sewell, Imogen Poots. I think they're the main names. IMDb 8.3, Metascore of 88. Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes 98%. It was nominated for 5 Oscars and it won 2. Anthony Hopkins won for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. He became the oldest winner at 83 years old in the acting category.
Right on. Nice.
And it also
He's won an Oscar before, hasn't he?
Yeah, for Silence.
Yeah.
And then nominated. The film was also nominated Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role for Olivia Colman, Film Editing, Best Achievement in Production Design, and Best Picture as well. Ben, I am very sad I didn't get a chance to watch this. All the cinemas that I frequent weren't showing it anymore by the time that I had a chance to go check it out. But I'm keen to hear your quick review on The Father and how awesome it is, hopefully.
What's going on with you other chuckleheads? Why didn't you guys see the Father?
Oh, sorry, I had a thing in the thing.
I've been homesick with not coronavirus and haven't been able to leave the house.
Yeah, but the movie came out like a month ago.
Yeah, I was doing my hair that day.
Okay. That was really, 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 really great. Especially what you said, Ben, Shane, about the production design. That was the thing I loved almost the most about this film.
Okay.
So it's definitely a adaptation from a play kind of a thing where it's like we're inside of like one apartment for like the whole thing, but things are changing up a little bit here and there. It's also really confusing. Like, you know, those movies where you just honestly don't know what's real, what's not, what's going on, what this means.
Like trance.
Like trance. Yeah, maybe a bit like trance. I'll try and think of another one that while I talk that reminded me of this. But this one does it really well. Like it goes to serve this. Anthony Hopkins plays this guy with dementia, right? So he doesn't know that he's sick, but yet he is, and he thinks that he's in his apartment that he's lived in for decades, but he's not. He's living with his daughter. He just can't seem to piece it together that he's everything is changing all the time, and it's extremely confusing for him and us because we're just following him everywhere. There's very few go off to the side and have people talk about him, but that does happen like maybe once. So there's so many elements of the plot like I just don't understand. It's like so his daughter says like she's going away to live in France and that he needs a carer, and then she's saying that no, there's no such thing as the thing in France. The daughter changes into a different actress and then changes back. There's a character that kind of appears, and I don't know whether he's real or not. There's like a husband or boyfriend to the daughter. I don't know if he's real or not. It's all over the show, and I'm so
the film
confused.
is playing tricks on you, the viewer, as well, right?
Yeah, I am like
kind of like a Fight Club sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a Fight Club sort of thing. You're like he's constantly saying like you were just there, and she's like, no, there's no one there. What are you talking about? Like he's totally being gaslit at every turn by everybody, and he's too proud to say like, oh, no, I'm really confused because you do not look like my daughter right now. You look like somebody else. Like he's not saying that. He's just like, of course I'm ready for dinner, daughter. Yeah, let's go with that. And he's like, you know, now he's like suspicious of people. Like he's going down some really dark places, and the performance by him, like totally amazing performance by him. I left the cinema after this movie completely heartbroken. Like you cannot help but just feel for him, and then like the poor daughter of his who has to take care of him and deal with this mess where he's like acting out in like just shouting and becoming like belligerent and confused and then crying, and then he's all like he's nice again, like he's really polite and lovely the next morning for a bit until something utterly confusing happens to him again. It's just like the set is changing all the time as well. There's a painting that's gone and then it's back and now it's different, and now there are boxes over here, they're all packed up, and you're like, what's going on? Is this the narrative where they're moving out? Is this the narrative where he's going to an old person's home? Is it the narrative where he's getting a carer come in? I have no idea what's happening. And movies that do that, I usually hate. And this one, I totally loved. Like, honestly, Shane, I was so broken after this. I was so sad and really heartbroken. And, like, I just went home and just laid down. I was just like, I have to lay down and relax. I just have to... And then, like, it's one of those, I have to text my parents, hey, how's it going? Kind of thing. It's like, man.
It's reminding me of how I reacted to About Time. I was just like so overcome.
It's such a terrible and inevitable thing that so many people have to deal with, this dementia and Alzheimer's business, and it's like, wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy kind of a deal. Perfect depiction of it in all its forms. Brilliant dramatic performance by everybody involved. Actually, it was great. Jason would love it because Imogen Poots is in it, and that she's like the girl next door for him.
Wait a second, what?
She's got that girl next door vibe about it.
She does.
I know you love that girl next door thing.
Hey, you don't know what I like.
What's the girl in Scott Pilgrim? That's another girl next door, right?
Yeah.
It's another one of your That's really it. Like, it was really well made. Glowing movie.
What's the Metacritic and all that jazz for it?
It was, what was it? 8.5 IMDb, Metascore 88, 98%,
98.
certified fresh.
Rotten.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump on the 98 train.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll be watching this the second it becomes available on streaming, for sure.
It's making me think of what was that game that I was playing at your place, Shane? Hellblade?
Hellblade, yeah.
Oh man,
It was just like
You're experiencing the world through the eyes of a person who has a mental illness, and the mental illness that she has is auditory hallucinations, and some psychosis. But in particular, one of the psychosis she's having is auditory hallucinations. And then you showed us that documentary where they consulted with people that have actually got this particular problem, and they kind of were like, yeah, you've kind of captured what it feels like to have that happen. And so Ben, your description of this is kind of making me think of that, and I'm kind of going through this at the moment with my dad. So I probably won't watch the film because I'm terrified of what the next few years hold.
Nasty, man, that's brutal.
Yeah.
It's like he's sitting there just minding his own business, and then like old mate, like boyfriend of the daughter, walks into the room and he's like, who are you and what are you doing in my flat? And they have like, it just turns into a row. Like it just turns into an event.
Yeah.
And all he did was walk into the room. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, glad to know you.
Watch this one.
Yeah, it had the impact it probably was designed to have on you, Ben. I can't wait to.
Mate, that last scene. Watch it for just. If you do nothing else, just watch it until the last scene, and then you can stop.
Until the last scene?
Yeah, just watch it, and then when it gets to that last scene, then you can turn it off.
All right.
Watch the credits too.
Of course.
The only other thing I've heard about this film is someone whose teacher watched it and said it was good. So that's two thumbs up. That's two Mark Ruffalos.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for your review, Ben. I can't wait to experience my favorite actor in his second Academy winning performance.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Anyway, we've got a bit of time, so let's wrap up the show with a bit of verses. We go to flickchart.com. We are given 2 films. We need to decide which is the greater, while compiling a list of our favourite movies of all time. To kick it off, gents, a doozy. The rules, all right? First film, left hand. Second film, right hand.
Oh.
Left, right. Day After Tomorrow versus Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The second one.
That's right hand. Thank you.
Wait.
Oh, actually, no. I think we want it the other way around.
Yeah. First movie is right hand. Second movie is left hand.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green Book with Viggo Mortensen versus World War Z.
Haven't seen Green Book.
Haven't seen Green Book.
Green Book's great. Green Book's great. He
National
won an Oscar.
Oh, was that his Oscar winning? Okay.
Best
National Lampoon's Vacation versus World War Z.
I haven't seen that.
National Lampoons.
World War Z. Haven't seen National Lampoons.
Oh my goodness, it's classic Chevy Chase. It's
What did you
classic
go, Ben?
National Lampoon.
I grew up in an
I
Asian
haven't
household
seen
who watched Jackie
National
Chan.
Lampoons either.
Oh, okay. In this instance, when there's only one of you who hasn't seen it, then I will sub in, because otherwise we'll never get through any movies.
But this time there are 2 people that haven't seen it. So
Oh, really? Who hadn't seen it?
Jason.
Both.
Oh, both of you. Oh, okay, so my
I've
apologies.
seen it, but the other guys haven't.
My apologies. Meet the Parents versus World War Z.
Meet the Parents.
Yeah, Meet the Parents. The first Meet the Parents.
Oh, okay.
World War Z is great, guys.
It is. World War Z is
It is
great,
great,
but Meet the
but
Parents
Meet
is
the
better.
Charlie's
I
Angels,
think
Full
it's
Throttle
Emo.
versus Up.
Up. I don't know. I can't remember which hand is it again.
Left hand. Right hand first, left hand second.
Right hand first, left hand second.
There you go. The Grand Budapest Hotel versus Captain America: The First Avenger. Ooh.
Get
Yeah.
fucked if you
Grand
put your
Budapest.
left hand up.
Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cherry,
I just watched
Cherry,
that
can I
last
ask that you put your
weekend.
hand up
So
closer
good.
to yourself, because the frames are
The framing?
the framing.
Oh, it is too. Yeah, I just noticed where I'm sitting in the frame.
Standing by, waiting for Flickchart to do its thing.
30 seconds to BTR.
30 seconds of BTR.
I would take Grand Budapest Hotel existing and all of the Captain Americas not existing over the alternative.
Whoa,
Like, get rid of all of them. I'm fine with it.
I'm gonna refresh this.
Yeah, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I just rewatched Grand Budapest Hotel the other weekend, and
Mm.
such a good movie. So you're
I'm-
saying that you think she was murdered and you think I killed her? Stop that, man!
Kill Bill
Here we
Volume
go.
2 versus The Santa Claus.
Kill Bill.
I love the Santa Claus.
The Santa
but
Claus
yeah,
is my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way. Like, Die Hard's the best Christmas movie.
Oh, Christmas movie.
I'll take the Santa Claus. What is going on with Flickchart? What is happening here? Taking its sweet ass time.
Yeah. Slower than a wet week.
Let's consult our top 20 movies of all time according to Flickchart, why don't we? Number
Yep.
1, Starship Troopers.
Nice. I rewatched that just 2 weeks ago. Such a good movie.
Number 2, Pirates of the Caribbean. Number 3, Schindler's List. Number 4, Forrest
Nice.
Gump. Number 5, The
Good.
Fugitive. Number 6, Juno. Okay, we're back. The Terminal versus Blade 2.
Eats to bite?
Eat to bite. Bite to eat. Blade 2 is good though.
Yeah, Blade 2 is too good.
Blade 2 is very well
Terminal.
choreographed.
Ooh, The Karate Kid versus Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh!
Wait, the original Karate Kid.
It is the original Karate Kid.
I
This
don't
is the
particularly
OG
like Raiders, but
It's
Yeah.
it's Indiana Jones though.
You're saying indie, Terry?
yeah.
I'm gonna,
Just double checking.
yeah, I'm gonna say indie
Oh, hang
as
on.
well.
No.
I'm gonna say indie.
No, I'm taking it back. I don't. Raiders of the Lost Ark's my least favorite after the Crystal Skull. So Karate Kid. It was
Really?
formative
Temple
for
of
me.
Doom?
That's like a perfect difference of like Hero having an impact on the movie between those two things. Like Karate Kid, he literally kicks his way to victory, whatever.
Yeah.
And
That was an illegal move.
Raiders, like he just delays the Germans from killing themselves by a week or something. He's
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Borat, Cultural Learnings of America from Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan versus Hulk.
Which hound is that? The 2003 Hulk?
2003 Hulk.
Yeah.
Check out that poster for Hulk.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
Star
the
Wars
Japanese
Episode 3,
sister.
Revenge of the Sith versus the first Mission Impossible.
Hello there.
No, Revenge of the Sith is good, but also
Oh, it has a very good opening.
it has a great opening, and it also has some of the best lightsaber battles of all of the films.
You know who's got a better opening? Tom Cruise.
The Tom Cruise, actually, the opening sequence, the whole the mission at the start of Mission Impossible is phenomenal, and the video game is also really
Oh
good.
man, I love that game.
So Mission
yeah,
Impossible.
okay, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971 versus Saw 2.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971.
The Hunger Games versus Django Unchained, both 2012.
Ooh.
Django Unchained.
Django.
The kid takes a spear to the chest in the Hunger Games, guys.
That's true, but the damsel lady at the end of Django gets shot flying sideways.
Yeah.
At the end. And,
I haven't seen Django since the cinemas. I have to watch it again.
Walton Goggins is also in Django. You know,
I can't tell you
I like where
how
you
exciting
are,
that thing was.
Terminator.
It has an infanticide kind of complex.
Terminator Salvation versus 12 Angry Men.
I have not seen 12 Angry Men.
I'm going to say 12 Angry Men anyway.
12 Angry Men's great. It destroys the crap. What's it called? The test for female
The Bechdel
involvement.
test.
The Bechdel test. It's like there's not even a depiction of a woman. It's great.
Yeah.
It's all men.
Terminator Salvation versus
They're
Hitch.
all angry. Is Terminator
Hitch.
Salvation the one with
Sam Worthington.
yeah,
One where
And he's
Christian
like, I'm a
Bale
real
Christian
boy.
Bale has that
and Christian Bale with the motorcycle that sounds awesome.
Has the meltdown.
has a meltdown on set.
Oh, is that this movie?
Yeah, it's that movie.
Right. Okay.
Salvation.
Yeah. Salvation.
Hitch.
The Master of
is great.
Zorro versus the Bourne Ultimatum. Oh, I would have a tough time with this one.
I'm having a tough time with it.
Or an Ultimatum.
Gonna have to let that one marinate.
Look, Shane, look at what they make you give.
Look what they make you give.
That's
Or an
identity.
Ultimatum.
Ben.
You can
No,
make
he
it
says
around.
he says it in Ultimatum. He gets told it in Identity, and he says it to the other operative.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does.
he
Oh,
says,
okay.
look what they make you give.
See, look how forgettable Ultimatum is, Ben.
He says it to Oscar Isaac.
Discount.
Discount Oscar Isaac.
All right.
I know. I'm picking
Of
up
course,
what
you
you're putting
stick the pointy end into the other man.
down. Yeah.
Charm. What is that? Ultimatum, fine.
Yeah.
Willy
I'm glad I
Wonka
didn't
again
have to
versus
know.
What Women Want. Or Ce que veulent les femmes.
Let's see.
Seku.
I do love how the villain in Oscar
yes.
Zorro says De La Vega.
Oh, yeah.
Vega.
Don
Yes.
Diego de la Vega. Doom
Willy-
2005 versus Saving Private Ryan.
Doom's good.
It's
But
good.
saving
That's
Private
another movie
Ryan.
where you just watch it for the first person scene.
Scream versus True Lies.
Also, Carl Urban.
I watched it for Carl Urban.
Scream and True Lies.
True Lies.
What? Yeah.
True Lies. Yeah.
Scream's
You're
really
fired.
pretty good.
You're fired.
Ooh,
Camera
Disney.
out of battery.
It's
He's like, Batarazis. He's like, go and get another one.
It's a Disney off. Little Mermaid versus 101 Dalmatians.
Did you guys kill me if I said I've never seen any of the two?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Because I think Ben and I have.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Underworld
Same.
versus The Rock.
Oh, nice.
Oh, The Rock!
Welcome to the Rock. Underworld.
If
Hates
you watch it-
Beckinsales.
If you watch it in the way of, like, with the theory that Sean Connery's character, he's playing James Bond, it makes the movie so much better.
Interesting. It's one of the first Michael Bay films that I watched where I really noticed that he loves making things that shouldn't explode. The car chase through Seattle or wherever it is that they're San Francisco.
I've been to The Rock.
The Rock is my left hand, so Underworld is the
Rock.
the
I think The Rock just beats it.
Yeah.
And we'll finish it here. Hercules 1997 versus Monsters Inc.
Hercules. It's not from that movie, but I'm gonna go Monsters Inc.
Shit.
Oh, I just want to know Terry's vote.
I probably am gonna shake out on Monsters Inc. But Hercules was one of my very favorite of the animated films.
I rewatched it again
Very-
like just a few weeks ago. Still great.
Yeah.
But
Solid.
It's James
Monsters Inc.
Woods.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, James Woods as Hades, like holy smokes. Ugh.
Anyway, we'll
Unholy
end
smoke.
there.
Unholy.
me.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap up
Nice.
the show now. Before we get to the end of the show, we need to play our end games. Let's start with
boy.
our movie
Oh, the
quotes.
quotes.
Mr.
Son of a
Movies, do you want to hit us up with our first quote?
It's a long one, so I'm reading it.
That's what she said.
What?
Here we go. And what wouldn't those numberless fathers give to be able to say to their sons, as I now say to mine, I'm the commander-in-chief. So in point of fact, without my permission, you ain't enlisting in nothing, nowhere, young man.
Okay.
I think I know it, so I'm going to hold off.
You ain't enlisting in nothing nowhere. It's the president speaking to his son.
Or is it?
Oh, hang on. Is it the Patriot?
Is it Independence Day?
No.
Okay. No, I didn't think it was independent. Oh no, he's
Is
not
he-
commander in chief. I'm thinking Mel Gibson to his son. But that's way too colloquially said. That's a stupid thought, Terry.
No.
Do you have another quote from the film?
Yeah, hang on, let me think for a sec.
In point of fact, you ain't enlisting in nothing.
There's another really great long one. I can't remember. Can't remember how exactly it goes. Let me see if I can grab it real quick.
What she said.
This one will. Okay, here we go. It's a very short snippet of the longer quote. I can't accomplish a goddamn thing of any worth until we cure ourselves of slavery and end this pestilential war.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Oh,
was Lincoln.
yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah,
Right.
it's a good guess.
Hang on, did he say that to his son?
No, that quote was like he said it to his cabinet.
Oh, nice.
I need to watch that movie again. Some fantastic. JGL's in it for a couple
Yeah.
of scenes, right?
Yeah, the
Sally
quote I
Field.
said, he's talking to JGL. That's him and
Is
JGL.
Giamatti in that one?
No.
No.
I typed in
Paul Giamatti.
Lincoln into IMDb. The first movie they gave me was Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Google
note-
algorithm knows you well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Google knows you like the back of your own hand.
Jason will be
Yeah.
our first
Google's
one, sure.
algorithm is like, is there anything Imogen Poots has done that has anything to do with Lincoln?
Yeah.
Is she in that? I can't
No.
remember.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm sure she. Actually, let me just check. I did see that movie.
Anyway, the second quote you need to guess. Here we go. Corn chowder. That's an interesting choice. You do know that cellulite is one of the main ingredients in corn chowder.
So bitchy.
Is it Devil Wears Prada?
It's Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Oh!
Stanley Tucci says it to Anne Hathaway as she goes for the corn chowder.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Cellulite. Gross.
Miranda Priestley. Is there some reason that my coffee isn't here? Has she died or something? Anyway. And our 6 degrees. Jason, remind us of the 2 actors we need to connect.
It's Kristen Stewart and Chris Tucker.
Alright.
Chris to Chris, eh?
Kristen
Alright.
Stewart, So Chris Tucker
Kristen
is in
Stewart.
Friday. He's also
Yeah.
in Fifth Element. He's also in Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3.
Did Chris Tucker ever do any animated films? Do we know?
Probably.
Surely.
Oh, maybe. None that are kind of leaping out at me.
So we've got Gary Oldman in Fifth Element, which will help us a lot.
Yeah,
So Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich.
yeah.
Lilo Dallas Montipas.
Kristen Stewart is in a Woody
Oh,
Allen
and
movie.
Ian Holm.
Yes.
I was going to say Kristen Stewart is in a Woody Allen movie called Cafe Society with
Yes.
Blake
Actually-
Lively and Jesse
Oh,
Eisenberg.
yes. That was a good one.
That was a great one.
Eisenberg is in.
I got Jason Good.
Well, Blake Lively, you got a
Eisenberg.
connection to Harrison Ford in
Age of Adeline.
Age of Adeline.
Oh, that was another really
Yeah.
good one.
That is a good.
I've seen that movie like 6 times at this point. It is
I've
one of
seen
those
it,
just like
yeah.
go to. I know I'm going to have a blast.
I'm
Well,
gonna have to
not
rewatch it
blast,
again.
but you know, it's really really good.
Who did we just say that Kirsten Stewart was? Cafe Life with Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg and Who else? There's someone else in that.
Kristen Stewart was also in Into the Wild with Emil Hirsch.
I'm thinking Woody Harrelson.
She was in
Now You See Me.
She was in Charlie's Angels.
Well, yeah, she's in the new Charlie's Angels, but I don't know anyone else who's in that.
You've got Naomi
Scott.
Scott, thanks. From
He
Aladdin.
was also Aladdin, and he was also in Power Rangers.
So Kristen Stewart is in the Twilight movies.
She's in all of the Twilight movies.
All those people.
Pats.
Yeah.
She's also in Jumper with Hayden Christensen, and Samuel Jackson is in that. And,
Is she?
Yeah, she's.
Are you thinking of Rachel Bilson?
I don't know what that is, but she's right at the end. She plays his stepsister, half sister.
Okay.
Where he finds his mum, tracks his mum down at the very end, knocks on the door, and she answers the door.
Right. She's also in Panic Room.
Ah, that's right.
I think we need more Chris Tucker movies.
Well, all right. So Chris Tucker's in the Rush Hour movies. He's. I mean, The Fifth Element's a big one. But gosh,
But then you've also got Friday. She's in Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. But
No, he's not in next Friday.
Cube. No,
Isn't
he's
he?
only in the first
No.
Friday.
oh,
Ice Cube is in that.
he got written out.
What's his face? Terry Crews is in that too, right? Or is he in the second one?
So
Shit.
I think the first movie he's in was Training Day. Then went straight to White.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. It's who's the humongous muscly black guy with the wonky. What's?
With the wonky eye.
The one that's in The Longest Yard.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he's the villain.
Oh, hang on. Is he in The Longest Yard?
I think he is.
Terry Crews is in The Longest Yard as
Yeah,
well.
Cruz is. He's one of the cheeseburgers, right?
Yeah. I got fries that'll make you cry. I got shakes that'll make you quake. I got burgers that'll. I got burgers.
Is Samuel L. Jackson in the XXX movie that Ice Cube did?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so then you've got
Yeah.
Chris Tucker to Ice Cube in Friday to Sam Jackson in XXX, the next asshole,
Yeah,
whatever that
Next
movie's
Level.
called.
Whatever.
Next Level.
Unbreakable.
And then Sam Jackson and Kristen Stewart are in Jumper.
I
Right.
think that might be the best thing we can.
3
That's what
degrees.
I can
Well
do.
done, Ben.
Nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm very sad we didn't use Blake Lively or Cafe Society, but that's okay.
I almost took us back to Chris Tucker because Sam Jackson is in Unbreakable with Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis is in The Fifth Element.
And now that we've solved it, I'm going to look up Chris Tucker films.
I like Chris Tucker. He's pretty funny.
Anyway, we're going to end this episode there. More Jason.
He's in Silver Linings
looks like
Playbook.
that.
And
Oh,
Jackie
he is
Brown.
too.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
he plays
Oh,
the
Jackie
the
Brown.
funny best friend.
Michael Keaton.
To Bradley Cooper's
Michael
character.
Keating. Keating. Oh, I always mess his last name up.
Money
He's
Talks
in,
as well.
Jackie Brown.
That's it.
Anyway, we'll end this episode there. Join us next week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. You can also follow us on Twitter at Movie Magic Show. We'll let you know when we're going live and what topics we're going to be discussing. Speaking of the topics we're going to be discussing, it's been decided we will watch Army of the Dead. Is that right? Army? What's it called?
Army Hammer.
Army of the Dead, yeah.
Army of the Dead, which is a new Netflix film, right?
Good luck with that one, guys.
Yeah.
We
yourselves.
could do Love, Death, and Robots because season 2 just came out and I just watched it. Very good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, keen to hear more about that. I might
It's
start.
Ben, it is a TV show, but it's all anthologies, short 10-minute, 15-minute episodes. Doesn't have anything
Similar
to do with each
to
other.
the Halo. Oh goodness, what was it called?
Legends.
Halo Legends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
very short.
They don't all tie into one another.
Oh my god,
No,
Monkey is
they-
on Netflix?
They're not linked.
Okay, that part is good. But what I heard was it's a TV show and the episode's like 10 minutes long. So what I heard was it's a TV show and it gets worse. But it sounds good that they're not linked altogether.
Yeah,
So-
they're all like they're all
Think
succinct.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
And every episode is a different animation style. So some like photo
it's like the Animatrix. Why didn't you guys say the Animatrix?
Yeah, it's like the Animatrix.
Sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
Let's go with
Animatrix,
that. Oh, okay. It's good.
so I couldn't have said that because I haven't seen it.
New episodes of JoJo is on Netflix.
Nice.
Is there anything else out new worth watching? I'm trying to think of anything that we could.
The fifth season of Kim's Convenience launched.
I
over
just
the
saw
weekend.
that. Yeah.
There's a new
Bo Burnham's inside.
Oh yeah, Bo Burnham's got a new special out, right?
Really?
Yeah.
It does.
Why am I talking with you chuckleheads and not watching it?
Is
I'm
that,
sorry, I love you guys.
Sorry, stand-up routine, or is it?
Yeah, from
is
what I
it-
heard, it's a stand-up thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I heard it was okay.
Any
oh my god, Blade
films,
Trinity
gentlemen,
is
any
just recently
movies,
been
you
added.
know, it's called the movie magic show after all.
It is true.
There's a movie that's the
The House?
next in the Saw series of movies.
Oh, and it's-
Spiral,
it's
I've
like a
heard
copy-
Terrible things.
Yeah.
I've heard
Spiral.
terrible things.
I saw a trailer for it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go on a hunt.
I know that
for
it's got
new
Chris Rock in
release
it,
shit.
and I like Chris Rock, so maybe he's good in it. But apparently
He's
not.
the
Okay.
detective.
Anyway, we're going to end it here. I want to thank the era of Jason Mira.
Hey.
I want to thank the dulcet tones of Terry Fear.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
And I want to thank Mr. Movies Ben Stapleton.
Had a pop last, Shane. Thank you for hosting.
It's funny because it's just like so the opposite of just 99%
Yeah.
of what Jason's personality has been this entire show. And then he gets in and he's like, "Ay." Anyway, thank you, dear viewer, for tuning in. We hope you've had a pod blast as well. Until next time, hello.